Hey guys, it's Cynthia here. My name is Cynthia, and I would like to talk to you and share a little about myself. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, and I went to school on the west side, and well, it has been a trial. I mean, it's been like ups and downs like any other person's life. And today I found a little bit of peace, and I would just like to share my story. My first memory as a child was sitting in my car seat in the back of my mom and dad's car and listening to them argue. My mother they were arguing about cheating, and my mother, she had a knife in the car, and she grabbed it, and she cut my father's hand with it. And I remember them getting out the car and my mom grabbing me and my father trying to pull me away from her. And that was my first memory of my parents. I was like 1 or 2 when that happened. At the age of 4, my mother went to prison, and for 5 years for some, money schemes. And she got out when I was 9 and married this man. For the 5 years, my grandparents raised me and my sister and my brother. And at the age of 9, she got out of prison. We would go and see her in prison and spend the night and stay in this little house in the middle of the prison where kids can come and visit their mother and stay there for the weekend and, just visit. And so we would do that often and play video games, do arts, crafts, and just spend time with our mother for the weekend. And then my grandparents would pick us up and we'd go back home with them. And so that was up until 9. At the age of 9, she got out of prison and met this man named Eric. Eric was a military veteran, and he took care of us, instilled a lot of morals and good things to do in life. And he was shortly after we met him, he was shortly diagnosed with leukemia. And we met him at 9. I met him when I was at age 9. And at age 13, he passed away of leukemia. And that was when I was in 8th grade. He passed away when I was in 8th grade. And I went to school. Shortly before he passed, he, gave away his life insurance to us. And we bought a house. I picked the house. He took me to with the realtor agent, and we went looking for houses, and we looked at this big three bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story house in Peoria, Arizona. And he asked if we would like this house, me and my brothers and sisters, and I said yes. And so we got the house, and we all moved in. He passed away shortly after that. I went to high school, and I did dance and art, theater, Share Club, which was Students United for Racial Equality. It was the Black Club, we called it, and we did a lot of good things. And the school, Peoria High was, it was a good school. So I graduated, and I shortly went to beauty school after that. And I had a lot going on at that time, just graduating high school, trying to figure out my adulthood. And, things started to change. My mind started to change, and I met my first love at 19, lost my virginity at 19. And, I was an adult. I modeled with an agency, the Young Agency here in Arizona, and, did local modeling. And I just found myself in a lot of relationships, not a lot of relationships, but a long relationship. And it took me like a minute to get over it, and I became homeless and moved around a lot and had roommates that I lived with. And I moved in with some Mormon girls, and that was the time I first tried Spice. Spice was new. It was sold in, liquor stores, smoke shops, and I couldn't find weed because I started smoking weed at 18, 19, and at that time I was like 23, 24, and I tried Spice, and that was the first time I hallucinated. Shortly after that, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, drug-induced schizophrenia, in 2013, and it's been a journey. It's been ups and downs, and but I try to cope naturally with it, exercising, eating well, eating a lot of fish, seafood, try to stay away from breads and anything that's heavy. I take medication, although I try to do more natural things, like exercise helps a lot. And like during this time, I've been on Black Planet, MySpace, all the social medias. And yeah, I just try to, be as healthy as I can be. And so 2015, yeah, part two. It's getting too deep. Part two. If you want to join me for part two, don't hesitate. Styles by Sin.